What's up guys, hi and welcome back to another edition of Spiritual Encounters. And yes, once again we're up in the woods on the one side of Winter Hill, and we're back on the trail of Dogman, and we're in an area called the pinetum forest, which is pine trees which are belonging to people who have scattered ashes and put names and wreaths on these trees as markings. So the reason we're stood here on this really windy night is because a couple of hikers have come forward and told us that the footprint that we found on the last video that we loaded up on the top of Winter Hill, they were hiking through this pinetum area and they saw similar footprints about 7 or 8 months ago, with the 6 toes and the claws coming off the top end of them. So we're back to have a walk about, have a listen out, see if we see anything strange. And tonight we're going to dot around some nuts and some little some doggy nibbles, just in case Dogman wants to come forward, and then we can give him some gravy bones. He can roll on his back and we can tickle his belly. That might work, Andy. Let's try the friendly approach.
Yeah, I'm sure it would.
You think? Yeah. We're going to try the friendly approach, so we'll see. All right, let's go. So this is the pinetum. So it's very dark, so we've got extra lighting on tonight, including better put the head torches back on. All right. As we get further up this path, we're going in amongst pine trees, and there are some individual plots belonging to people. These pine trees, they buy these pine trees and then they scatter the ashes and then put the names of the people, the loved ones. But it's a popular hiking trail if you're going on your way up to the top, Rivington Pike and the mast. So these hikers were coming through here, and I think at the top end where there's some fencing, they saw in the mud the similar kind of footprints to what we found up at the on Winter Hill at dawn a couple of weeks back when we loaded up the last video. It's pitch black, so I'm going to try and give you his best view as we can. Mostly really I think it's just listening out in case we hear anything unusual or strange, because we've watched back the footage from the night that we picked up the howls and stuff, and we've noticed now that on the very first video, the Hollinshead Hall haunted video, there was actually a light in the tree which we spotted, which we couldn't explain, and then after that if you listen there's like a growl in the woods behind. And we've watched other people's Dogman encounter videos, and everyone seems to be getting the similar thing, that there's an orb or a light of some sort before it comes. So that leads us to think, is it alien, is it spiritual, is it, we don't know, and we're probably never going to get to the conclusion, to be fair. So Andy's rolling SLS camera, so if we pick up any figures walking through these woods, and we're going to keep the noise down a little bit after this so that we don't, nothing wants to come forward. So Andy's rolling SLS. If we get any figures show up on this, alright, this place could be haunted. The whole of Rivington has got haunted spots. But we're looking more for, something, creature. What if paranormal should occur, then we'll look into that as well as we go. So what we've done, we've set up a bench over here with a small light on it, and we've put some nibbles out to see if it attracts anything. Then we can check the floor for footprints, so we're going to check that later. So on this bench right here that's lit up, we've put some nibbles down, and we're going to put some more nuts and things out at the top end, just in case if anything should come down for a feed. Alright, there's deer and everything else up here, but we're looking really at, we've put the nibbles out and they can check for footprints. So Andy's going to scan round with the SLS and see if anything shows. So Winter Hill is at the back there, and we're going to climb up there later on to do the second part. And we'll also be doing solo vigils later too, which we're going to all load up separately. Why is it?
Weird movement for a plane.
Whereabouts?
It's gone now.
What did you see? Oh God, be careful, it's all...
It was like it was a strange movement.
What like?
Oh, it looked like a plane that was, alive, but it was like...
Oh, really? You mean like
It was like hopping.
So this is the thing up here, it's a really big UFO hotspot, and this is why
That was a bit...
some paranormalists are thinking,
weird.
is UFO and Dogman connected?
I mean, you've got that one there.
Yeah.
That's moved.
Well, that might be
It's
Mars, because
flashing.
that flash it glows red, doesn't it?
It's flashing, but does that look like it's moving?
It is showing some different colours, to be fair, but sometimes some of these planets reflect back different colours, like Mars does because it's red.
It is changing colour.
And keep your eye on it then and see if it
It's
shifts. And make sure it ain't coming this way and it is just a plane, and we won't know till it gets closer.
That was a weird one, because I think it might have just been how the trees were blowing up.
We'll keep our eye on it anyway, and if it moves, does any... Let's walk a bit further on because we want to leave some more nibbles out. It's really, really dark, guys. I'm trying to get you some kind of a picture. It's really hard, isn't it, when it's dark like this? But we've got to show you how it is out here. This is the pinetum anywhere where these footprints were found. We're going to head up to the actual spot where the guys saw the footprints, and they said we really didn't know what it was until we saw your footage. that wasn't a play on words then. Our footage of the footprint, and then they said like it's the same. It had the 6 toes and the claws coming out the end, which is like the odd thing. But I have been told by someone who's very patiently researching online the Dogman for us every day that there is a Norwegian hound, apparently has 6 toes with those claws at the end, so we can't rule out the possibility. We've got to look at it from natural angles as well as paranormal angles, and so I want to thank our #1 Dogman researcher, Mom, for being constantly on the internet and checking things out and hoping that we come back alive. Very windy tonight. It's going to get windier as we climb up later. But it's good because we want to keep the environment needs to be as natural as possible because we're in the territory of where these creatures live. And by all accounts they are nocturnal. Well, they have been seen during the daytime, to be fair. A few people have come forward and witnessed different regions. Big dogs with glowing eyes, red glowing eyes, and there's even been black pumas seen, which I think is a different thing altogether. I think the black puma, the black cat, can be explained now, to be fair. Back in 1976 we were allowed to keep wild animals as pets up until 1976, and then the government brought a law in saying that we weren't allowed to keep them anymore, and a lot of people just set their wild pets out into the wild. And apparently the black puma, the black cat, has the capacity to just survive any climates, any conditions. So they think that perhaps they've mated and survived, and that's why all over the UK you get sightings of the big black panther type cat. I'd like to see what happens if panther meets Dogman. Right, so this is the area exactly where the footprints were seen around here, because they said the gateway to the main path, which is this, and there's a bit of a muddy area which is a bit dry right now, but it was here where those guys found half a dozen footprints or so about 7 or 8 months back. So we're looking at January, February maybe. But must have been damp because there was mud and the footprints were in the mud, so it was doing a milder climate then at the time. It was this area under the gate posts. So do you know what we need to do? You know that bag of honey roasted peanuts in my pocket here?
Yeah.
You know what we're going to do? We're not going to get them out and scoff them because we've eaten half the bag already, so we're just going to get them out and sprinkle the rest around about and see if anything comes to eat on. Particularly if it's got 6 toes and several claws, we're going to pick up the hopefully footprints around because there's some patchy muddy areas. At some point we do need to get some trail cams and leave them in the trees, but at the present minute we're just collecting our equipment piece by piece. We're not doing it all in one go, so when we get the trail cams we will come and do a little bit of leaving food out and leaving trail cams, because you can pick up some brilliant footage of deer and foxes and other animals, nighttime animals. Right, Andy, so I'll leave it to you now. However you wanna approach it. Okay. So mostly we're just gonna listen out for sounds, guys, because although it does get seen, we're just going off what we heard at Tockhole's Hollins Head Hall that night. And the audible footage is as important as the visual footage.
You've got to remember that sometimes your eyes play tricks on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and start looking on you.
Alright, so let's go around the pinetum then and see. Keep an eye on the ground too if there's anything unusual shows up there. We'll keep quiet a little bit, guys, and it's going to be a little bit dark for a bit, but I don't want to keep prattling on because we want to get the noise down, so we'll just go for a little walk. Just showing the sign where we are, Rivington Pinetum, so everyone knows this is the area. Creepy because it's already like a funeral spot, isn't it, for scattering ashes, and
yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's already got that kind of creepy feel anyways.
The thing is with this, you're listening, you're more than anything. You've got to listen. I think that's
definitely.
Yeah.
Look, Dogman's been seen here, there and everywhere, so how many is there?
Well, that's is it the same thing? Is it the same species? Is it? Well, I mean, nobody knows, because people have had sightings and they seem to be very similar, but you don't know whether it's the same one or whatever, do you? You don't really know.
I think there's several, because they've been seen in Cannock Chase in the Midlands, or they've been seen Wigan side, Wigan flashes, or they've been seen up here, and they've been seen Chorley side. So I think there's got to be like a handful, but maybe they don't move in a pack like wolves, because I think just individual or pairs. Yeah, it's windy.
It might be the wind.
Like trees creaking and stuff.
I'll carry on walking down here.
Alright, yeah. Okay. So we're going to go a little bit further down into the pinetum and just listen out. Keeping an eye on the floor too to see if we see any more of those strange footprints, although they are better to pick up by daylight, to be fair. Not an owl. Did that sound like an owl?
Norse people.
Oh yeah, because there is a camping area further back down there at the by the hall barn. They might have something on at the barn tonight anyways. Party or something. Yeah, let's have a quick look at the mud in it and see if there's anything unusual footprints. Everything seems that's just a normal little dog. See, that's a normal little dog paw. That's a normal little dog paw. That thing we saw was massive, wasn't it? I mean, it was bigger than our feet. Them are normal little dog paws. Them, yeah, you get them everywhere. You expect to see dog paws like that. That's what we saw. It was like a size 6 or a size 7 with 6 toes and claws on the end.
Yeah, that was.
Now, unless someone's running around up here in a Scooby-Doo suit, I get no idea how that can be. And a Norwegian hound, it's not going to walk on one leg, is it?
I think it was someone stood on 2 legs.
Yeah, well, it was like you said, the impact of the footprint was deep, wasn't it?
It was deep, it was big, it was... Yeah.
And if people want to know what we're talking about, you need to watch our Dogman at Dawn episode, where we found a very unusual footprint bearing 6 toes and claws at the end. So we're back at the bench now where we've put the food, the nibbles out. You know what, I'm just going to sit here for 10 minutes and then just what we call watch and wait. We do this in paranormal as well. We just wait for, listen, and see if we get anything shows. What did that say? It scared me. Yeah, well, it's enough to scare anybody really up here on a windy night, isn't it?
Night vision.
Night vision? Maybe, I think we do need to get this done on camera, then we could pick stuff up better. Or night vision goggles or something.
Yeah.
Funny how it said night vision. If somebody's helping us to find a way to look for him.
It's
Him or her. There's got to be, if there's breeding, there's got to be female dog.
processors. See, that's that thing up there.
Wow, where are we looking?
Oh, he's got a helicopter.
Oh, that the. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, I think it's a plane. Yeah, it's going fast.
That's what I saw before. It's like it's too fast for a plane. That's what I saw before.
Let's just see where it goes. If it goes in one straight line, it's a plane. But yeah, but it could be several planes because we're right on Manchester Airport. They come over this way from Netherlands. There's one there. You fly over here coming from Denmark and stuff.
It was probably
Because I flew straight over at Master when I came back from Denmark.
jangled. Yeah, I think it was probably Howard Woods at it.
Yeah, probably.
Howard
Because our brains are tuned into unusual and U.F.O and Dogman and stuff like that, that's why. And it's easy to see normal things as something unusual when they're not.
Yeah,
Because your brain is in that mode.
brains.
Do you know what I mean? Because your brain's in that mode. Because when we shot that footage up at Hollinshead and we picked up them sounds, couldn't figure out what they were. And Dogman didn't even cross my mind until you said, after we switched off the camera. I'm scared because it sounds like something unusual. It could be Dogman. I didn't even think about that.
1 year ago.
1 year ago.
Blacked.
Blabbed. Strange word, isn't it?
I think what we need to do is go for a circular walk round and come back and then check if any of the nuts and crisps have been eaten and then have a look if there's any. Or unless what we could do is later on tonight when we're on the way back check it. You know, make sure.
Unless.
If we leave things for a few hours,
And then
when we come back on the way down, have a look.
They've gone.
If anything, because I mean deer are going to come and eat them, but if it's anything bigger, it's going to leave a footprint. And that's why I put them out, because I thought if anything bigger stands and eats,
Yeah,
we should hopefully get that print again.
You're going to see, aren't you?
Well, this is the area where the hikers saw the print, so
Yeah.
it's obviously come this way.
Fine.
But you know what? This is the track from up at the top of the hills there, down to the lake. So if it's got to come down for water,
It's going to come down the easiest way.
it's
isn't it?
got food, shelter and water, so it's going to come this way, innit? Yeah. That's why I think it comes down, because it has been seen down by Rivington Castle that way, which is right by the lake.
Probably not.
In your house.
In your house. What's in your house? In my house, what?
Yeah, so some of the things to look at with this is
30.
there's a lot of tunnels in this area, you know, draining off from farms, things like that, big lakes and things. There's also some disused mine shafts on the top, so these are perfect places for creatures to hide out unnoticed during the daytime. These hiking trails, there's generally food dotted about because people leave like bird seed and things like that, so they're going to come for the food. And then at the bottom end is the lake, so we're going to come to the lake for the water, so I think we're hanging around kind of areas where the things that they need to survive are on the path route. But when those guys contacted us and said we found footprints in the pinetum, we were like, oh my god. Well, you know what, that would make sense because it's right from the hills down to the lake. Did you get anything on SOS? Okay, so there's nothing here at the minute then. But the thing is, if something strides into view, then it will pick it up, won't it? I think mostly it's keeping quiet and waiting, really, is the trick, the secret. If we hear any strange howl coming from up the tops, even when we know it's up there, because up there, there's loads of steps and footpaths and disused buildings, so it's a perfect place for creatures to hide out.
Let's turn that off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll just pan around and see if we see anything. You know, because there has been reported this red eye shine. And one of the things we're going to do later on, when we're going to climb to the tops up there to a pond and we're going to light a fire and we're going to put 2 red lights out to make it look like a pair of eyes, and we're going to see if that attracts anything forward, but we're going to be on much higher levels by then. In the meantime, we're going to conduct a separate solo vigil each paranormal, and then we're going to reach the pond where we're going to set up for the second part of looking for this. It has different names. In Scotland apparently it's called Wendigo, here it's Dogman, it's Critter in other areas, it's so there's obviously something. Different regions are giving it different names. Yeah, let's try anything. Whatever you think. Alright. Oh yeah, run some holes. Or barks, growls and barks. Andy's going to run some dog howls and some barks now. So that's coming from his fawn. Just wait for the app and then. Yeah. So always remember to look out for high shine. We don't need to tell you how windy it is, and can already hear it. Dogman will be stood at the tops there with his hair blowing in the wind. Reminds me, I think of like Teen Wolf.
Counters like the one I had in 2016.
Can't even ask out, is anybody there? Anybody hungry? Here's dinner. So we put the different doggy snacks and nuts and things out and about here and there. I mean, the weird thing about standing out here in the middle of a night like this is that it could be in the trees just watching us and we wouldn't even know. You know, like the advert, the chocolate bar advert, where the two guys are sat with the check shirts, the two bears are watching them and going, they're both chewy and crunchy and delicious. And here we go with the dog howl. Camping with the coyotes. Should we start heading up onto higher plains then? We'll just pick up the torches from there and we'll walk up, and then later on coming back we'll check the nibbles, any of the stuff's been took, and have a look if there's any footprints been left. Obviously like foxes and deers and rabbits and that are going to come and eat the stuff, but hopefully something else might. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet for the wild animals tonight, isn't it, round here? Yeah. Someone's got to come forward.
I mean,
I'd be there, me. I'd be the first in the queue.
You know, try these things, aren't you? You just gotta...
Yeah, you got to try different experiments. But I think the thing to remember is, although we're looking at it from like a paranormal stroke cryptid point of view, you've also got to look at it from a natural point of view. You know, what would the cryptid zoologists think about all this? The experts in wild animals, what would they think about all this? So you've got to keep a level head. It could be something natural at the end of all this that we just haven't come across yet, that's able to hide itself away. You know, like in America, there's a lot of cave networks in the mountains, so Bigfoot can hide there, and then here there's a lot of disused mine shafts from the days we used to mine coal.
Oh yeah.
And slates in Wales and all that, so there's lots of places for them to find shelter and hide out.
Yeah.
So you can't rule out the possibility of it being a natural creature. So we'll head on up to the pond, and then we're going to split up and do separate vigils, paranormal vigils. And then we're going to reunite at the pond and make a fire and then continue with the search for dogma. Because I sometimes think when your mind is doing something else and you're off doing a different project and you forget Dogman for a little while, that's when you can get stuff, because like that's how we got it, innit?
Oh, it's bloody Mick McLaren's emailed me.
Oh, right. Text him and tell him we're on a Dogman search right now. Can you message him back from that phone?
No. Because I'm not really...
Oh, well, we'll have to read it when we get home then. If you can't message him back off that one. Can you not do it off the iPad?
Oh no, because I've no internet.
What, up here? Yeah, you should have. Rivington Band's got internet. Alright, alright.
No, because I've not really...
We'll leave it.
Phone number, have I?
No, no.
His email, so...
He might have listened to the footage then. So what we'll do is, we'll later on when we get him, we'll see what he's put and we'll just let him know we were up here tonight doing the second search.
At least he's got back, that's...
Yeah, because it's like, it's his thing. Winter Hill investigation team, guys, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're interested in this crypto stuff, Winter Hill investigation team, you must watch Mick McLaren's footage. This guy's been doing this for like years, and he's been up here, all the areas. He's been on the tops. He's found like carcasses of sheep and deers that's been discarded. You know, they've been eaten and ripped to shreds, discarded, and it's like they're not going to want these gravy bones much, are they? If they're like ripping deers and sheep to bits. But anyway, we can only try, you know. This is like a little sort of like bird nibbles, if you like. You know, if Dogman likes bird nibbles, we've put the bird nibbles out. Right, which is the best way up to the pond from here? It's all different in the dark. It's like Blair Witch, this forest. If you want a real life Blair Witch, guys, come to Rivington Forest at night time. The paths keep changing, don't they? We've been coming up here for years and years and years and years. We don't want to say how many years, but years and years. And always the paths seem to change, don't they, every time? Right, so we've got some more mud. Let's just keep a quick check on the... He might have even looked at our unusual footprint as well, Andy.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even know if he's heard this sound himself when he's been out investigating. So Mick McLaren, who just emailed, guys, is lead investigator of the Winter Hill investigation team, and they're up here and other areas a lot. Doing paranormal, doing cryptoid. So we're hoping to join forces with them pretty soon and see if we can, you know, safety in numbers, and let's all get our heads together. Yeah. The good thing is we've had some audio footage to show him that's like the sounds are real, they're there. Only 6 minutes long, guys, but the footage is called Shocking Noises. Andy filmed it, the Hollins Head Haunted Well, and we managed to pick up, we think it was Dogman, because the screeches were just like we've never heard before. And you know, me and Andy have grown up in these parts. You know, we're used to all animal noises, and this, no, we'd never heard this before. Yeah, so we're making it our project for the time being. We're not going to be doing this forever, because I know like a lot of you guys love the paranormal and the abandoned and stuff like that, but we're going to continue all that. But I think every sort of one night a week we're going to have to do some more of this now.
Well, I think because you've captured something that you can't quite explain.
Yeah.
And it was, I'll admit, it was pretty scary at the time. I will admit that. And I must admit, I was very, very worried going back up there.
Yeah.
On my own. I was genuinely... It took me 10-15 minutes to settle down and get my head together and... Right, just get on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was quite disturbing.
It was disturbing. I mean, when I heard it, I just thought, them dogs sound a bit wild. Oh, what was that? It sounded like kind of like a whistle or something. It might have been a bird. Just keep our ears open. If you see any head torches, people are up here hiking and cycling and stuff. So we're climbing up now to, there's 2 ponds up here. One's haunted, and we did a paranormal on that already. And one is just like a natural camping area with waterfalls, but it's right on the edge of the foot of Rivington Pike. So we're gonna set up there for our second vigil, for our second Dogman vigil. So we'll keep quiet as we walk and see if we hear anything strange. You can do a bit of nocturnal hiking with us from your armchair. Down there? Yeah, probably.
We're going that way.
Yeah,
It's off the road and then,
it's alright. Can easily get off the trail up here, can't you?
yeah, we can get.
But you know what though? During the daytime, we're going to have to check some of these smaller trails off the track and learn the route and come at night and do it, because
Yeah.
that's where people have set trail cameras up and they've got some good footage. And I'm talking like deer and wildlife and stuff like that, because the nice thing about doing this is you're always going to pick up the natural wildlife as well.
Yeah, you will, yeah.
You know, deers and stuff. Deer are everywhere up here. Everywhere in this area. But it's like that road through Tockholes. There's been a lot of cars come off the road there, haven't there? Crashed. It makes you wonder if they've seen something running across the road.
The thing is with that, there's speed cameras there, so people won't risk,
No.
because you get caught on the cameras.
Yeah.
And they're them average speed cameras, so you can't just like slow down for the camera and speed up. It's just average speed, so you know what I mean? It's in bits that are like, you don't get a lot of traffic there anyway,
No.
even during the day. But it's that what we saw on the straight bit,
Yeah.
and it's like it's suddenly halfway down, he suddenly swerved,
Yeah.
and you think,
Has it seen someone crossing the road?
what's it swerved out of the way of?
So to get from Tockholes well and the tunnels and all that and the woods and the lakes, it's got to cross the road to get up here. Maybe we need to put you in a Scooby-Doo suit and reenact it. You can run across the road and we'll see, we'll judge the reaction of the drivers going by.
Yeah, but I'm not
And when I bailed you out, we'll just explain we was recreating a Dogman shoot.
I'm not going to be a Bigfoot though, am I? I'm going to be a little.
That's what I mean, a Scooby-Doo suit.
I'm a little foot.
We get you the Scooby-Doo suit. Yeah, but they'll come in all shapes and sizes.
I'm a little foot.
And you can leg it across the road in the Scooby-Doo suit. And then we'll see.
Knowing my luck, I'd run out in front of the car and it'd be a police car.
Well, probably. But that'll make the video more fun.
Oh, it would be.
Because then I'd have to come and make bail.
It would be for you.
Bail which I probably don't have, so you'd have to stay in for a couple of days.
I think so.
And anyway, there's something else we need to discuss while we're at it.
That's right.
Well, you know, in America, right, the people that are finding Bigfoot and Expedition Bigfoot and all that, they wear these baseball hats, don't they, that says "Gone Squatching"
I'm
on
not
them.
wearing a hat that says "Gone
So
Dogging."
if we get baseball caps done for this, you know what it's going to say on the front of
I'm
it.
not wearing a hat that says "Gone Dogging."
It's going to say "Gone Dogging."
I'm not going to say I wear a hat.
How else could you put it?
Oh,
Do you want to be hiking about Rivington at these hours with a baseball hat and a head torch?
Do you want to be
Gone dogging?
You want to be walking up that road with a head torch on, with a hat that says "Gone dogging" on?
Maybe it's not the best idea. Maybe we'll stick to our original plan then.
I know we can encounter some wildlife, but it's not the wildlife.
Yeah, not the two-legged human wildlife. There's enough of that going on.
One thing this does,
Go on.
keeps you fit.
Burning up them peanuts. The peanuts that was meant for Dogman and I scoffed after packing it.
I'm burning up them 3 cheese and jalapenos anyway.
We once pushed our mountain bikes up here, a pair of pillocks, because we come off the run, the mountain bike run.
We were absolutely shattered when we got to the top.
Some more mud. Let's just see if there's anything else showing up here. There's regular boot prints. Somebody else has been up here with a bike. There's someone as stupid as we are.
But, yeah.
There is bike trails, but this is not one of them.
Yeah, when we pushed our bikes up here, we stopped at the top because we were shattered. And
I can see lights through there.
That's the houses.
Oh, there's houses.
That's the houses.
Firm.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Flats in the road.
Okay, right. So we need to be higher up, really, don't we?
Yeah, and that's when that pillock went past on the unicycle on the floor.
Oh God, yeah, there is 3 guys up here that come on unicycles. They pedal them too. They're not e-unicycles. The pedal ones, manual ones. They must be practicing for the circus, the Mondeo circus or something. Great place to practice up here, isn't it? On unicycles. It's bad enough getting up on 2 legs. I don't know about a unicycle.
What are we doing for time now?
5 more minutes and then we'll knock it off, and then we're going to do separate vigils, paranormal vigils. Oh well, I'm going to do paranormal, but Andy will do whatever he wants to do, and then we're going to regroup and have a fire, create some eye shine, and then just sit and see if anything wants to join us. You know what's going to happen? We're going to be sat up here with a fire pit, and Dogman's going to be down there eating all the nibbles, the bar snacks, the Scooby snacks that we put out. So we just wanted to give you an idea of how high up we are and how dark and creepy. And it's a clear sky and it's windy, perfect conditions. But I'm going to go up to the haunted bit on a solo vigil and do some Lord Leverhulme stuff and some Lady Leverhulme stuff, and Andy's going to go off with his camera, and then we'll regroup and have a fire pit and continue with this search for this Dogman thing that we heard about 3 or 4 weeks ago now at Hollinshead Hall. And I don't know what's more scary, the wild bloke running out of the woods at Astley Hall in January, or a Dogman coming out at 3 o'clock in the morning. I think the drunken, drugged up bloke at Astley Hall is more scary, to be fair.
Yeah, because... Oh, yeah.
He ranting and raving and having a good argument with himself, and then he started with us, didn't he?
I mean...
We had to cut that short. If anybody wants to watch that, Madman chased us out of the woods at Astley Hall. Goes back to January, and it was only about 20 minutes long, the footage, because we had to cut it short.
I mean,
He was a lunatic.
He watched which way we were going, and he obviously thought we were going to the car.
Yeah, he did.
And he legged that towards that car park, because he flew round that corner when we were driving that car. He flew round the corner, that's why I didn't put the lights on in the car.
Yeah.
I don't want him knowing where we are. But he literally flew round there. I'm so glad that guy was gone.
Alright, so we're going to stop the footage here, and then what we're going to do next. Yeah, we're going to go and do separate vigils now for 45 minutes.
But all I'll say is, if anybody's seen anything we haven't, just let us know, because sometimes we won't.
Yeah.
We won't say it.
Yeah, make a comment, and then we can check it out.
Yeah. But
That's any sights, any sounds, and many thanks to Ghost Beyond for pointing out there was something on our Rivington Castle footage. So we will check that out. We've got the time to look
And
back
thanks
again.
for Mick McLaren to getting back to us. I've not read anything yet, but
Yeah,
thanks
we
for
will.
getting back to us. You're a star.
We will contact you, and we will. I think we need to work in a group formation on this. And I know Ghost Beyond are also interested. Perhaps if we can do something together and all break up and do separate areas, and then regroup and see, what we have maybe. But we'll talk about it anyway, because I think the more people that do this, the more chance you've got of finding something. So we're gonna separate up now and do solo vigils, and then we're going to regroup at the pond and have a fire later. So stay with us on this trek.
See you
See you
later.
in a bit.